Welcome and welcome back, you beautiful humans. It's Monday again, and don't we just love Mondays? Um, because it's Monday, we do have a nice positive quote. So that smile, you're already ahead of yesterday. And basically, the whole idea is this is a reminder that progress isn't always massive. So sometimes just showing up, trying again, and just being a bit better than yesterday is all you need. Uh, Not really good with scheduling and with organizing stuff. So we're just gonna react to. Let's see, we can do this. Pum pum pum. 40-year-olds share advice for a younger self. Hey, I'm almost 40, not 40, so I can still get some good advice. Let's see what these lovely folks have to say. And this is, what's the name of the channel? Sprought. Never heard of this guy. So we'll like it. Let's join or whatever. No. Fine. I'll follow it in a second. Let's see what these lovely people have to say.
What's a big mistake you made or a big regret you have that taught you a valuable lesson in life?
Woof. If a guy isn't where he wants to be in life, he's not going to be ready to take you with him on that journey.
I want to become a stage performer.
So instead
If a guy is not ready,
Take you with him on that journey.
I want to
no, but I would like to go on a journey with someone. That would be like the main idea. I don't want to struggle all the way all by myself, and after that, you show up when everything is ready. That might just be me.
become a stage performer.
so instead of being a stage performer, you did what?
Well, I did accounting.
Do you regret
That's a massive change.
that?
Um,
Today I'm in California asking strangers in their 40s, one of the most interesting times in your life, what advice they would give to their younger self. How old are you?
I'm 40.
I'm 49.
I'm 37 years old. What does it feel like to be 40?
And it feels like freedom. We put these self imposed constraints, like thinking we need to do something by a certain time or be a certain way. I don't know, it kind of that fell away like when I turned 40.
Turning almost 50 now, turning 48. At this
Shit, she looks amazing. Well, I do get the part with the freedom. So,
juncture in my life, I'm definitely more aware of the things I want, the things I'll put up with. If I don't feel like doing something, sorry, I don't feel like doing that. I also feel more beautiful, even though those physical things happen. I think because within, I feel more confident and more myself.
To be honest, it feels amazing. I feel like before 30s, you want to impress everybody. But after 30s, you kind of start like, okay, I don't care about people's opinions.
that's when you end up showing up and it's like, I don't give a shit. I know what I know. I know what I want. I know when I want it. And there's nothing that can stand against me and what the freaking frack I want.
Anymore. I just want to be myself. And
Yeah.
you feel like you became more mature all of a sudden.
One of my favorite quotes of all time is a Stoic quote. It reads, "Easy life, hard choices. Hard life, easy choices." What is a hard choice you made that has led you to be where you are today?
So one of the hardest choices I made was walking away from the gambling world. So I was like 40 when I did that. Another hard choice I made, which really wasn't hard, but at the time in my 20s, I was using a lot of drugs and alcohol. Finally surrendering and letting go of that in my mid 20s, that was very challenging. It wasn't hard. It was more difficult because of the unknown once of letting go of that.
What's a big event
I think what can help, because yeah, it's quite hard to let go of some things, even though you might be aware that they're not benefiting you on the long term. Don't even remember where I heard this, but might help. Having something like, I don't know if you guys can see this. So I just have myself. I don't know if we look. Yeah, we kind of look alike. So every decision that I need to make, I kind of need to take in account this guy as well. I have no idea if I'm going to reach this old or if I'm going to be this handsome when I reach that age. Giving up smoking, giving up drugs, giving up alcohol, giving up meaningless relationships, and letting go of yourself for bullshit is not really worth it. You have to keep in mind that you might have a future. You need to think about your future self.
That changed the outlook of your life?
My dad lost. My dad had to retire from work when I was 10. So that changed my outlook on life. Like I just realized, don't take anything for granted. Health isn't even guaranteed. So you really have to like grow up pretty fast and kind of change your perspective on things. And he was maybe 40, so I'm 37, so that's in 3 years, and had 3 kids. So that's kind of like, that really puts things in perspective. Like in 3 years, imagine if I had to retire and then still provide for a family of 3. Really just take advantage of every moment and seize every opportunity that you have.
What is the truth about life?
That's where I screwed up, because I had no idea about financial planning, future, retirement, no idea about anything. So I just woke up all of a sudden not being able to walk properly, getting sick, and going through all of these things. And after that, straight away having a kid as well. Now losing the whole relationship as well. And it's like, okay, I completely screwed up. It's mostly my fault. And the only way I can just get over it is start from scratch. So this is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just starting everything, absolutely everything from scratch. But getting ready for the future. And like you said, you never know when you're going to have to retire. I had to give up hospitality, and hospitality is an industry that I always loved. Unfortunately, I can't really practice it at the moment. So it's like I kind of was forced on retiring, just didn't have what you need in order to retire. So I still have to produce money in order to survive. It's bullshit, but you have to adjust. So learn from my mistakes. That's why I'm here. I'm definitely not here to become an influencer that teaches people how to do shit. No, mate. I make the same mistakes like everyone else, maybe some bigger than others.
Life that you've learned that you wish more people understood?
There's no single truth. It's just a perspectives. So they all true.
Everyone is free to make whatever decision they want, and you can move through the fear. You can still be brave even if you're scared. I think that's what
The truth is, actually, everyone is scared at some point. The only difference is how do we react when we're scared. Yeah, really good advice.
bravery is doing things afraid.
Why do people feel stuck then?
I think it goes back to the expectations of what we think people want from us. We might be waiting for permission from other people when really the power is in your hands, to take that first step.
That it's not the end of the world. A guy breaks up with you, it's not the end of the world. You lose a job, it's not the end of the world. You can always pick yourself back up, figure out what happened, and then move forward.
There's positivity in everything you do. You just have to make sure that you see it and be aware of your goal while you're still doing it.
What is a big mistake you've made?
Never give up. Yeah, shit is gonna be hard at the beginning. You're always gonna mess up. As long as you find the reasons, the people, the motivation for and usually I would recommend this is a screw up that I did. Focus on yourself. If you don't help yourself first, you definitely can't help others. So yeah, we need to learn how to listen to ourselves a bit more.
Or a big regret you have that taught you a valuable lesson in life?
The mistake of getting married without really knowing the person for a long time.
How long did you know him for?
It was a year by the time we got married. Can't rush it. You need to see a person in every season of life. There's this thing I talk about. It's called the man journey. If a guy isn't where he wants to be in life, he's not going to be ready to take you with him on that journey.
What is a big life?
Same thing applies for women, I think. And if I did one of the big mistakes in the relationship that I had is that, yes, things moved very fast at the beginning. And after the First year of honeymoon, we ended up going through the life of shit, basically. Luckily for me, it was only 10 years, but yeah, still. I know perfection doesn't exist, but the same thing applies for women. If a woman doesn't want to be in that stage of her life with you, and it's just, she feels, I don't know, pressured, forced, I have no freaking idea why she would say, it's better if you just let it go.
Lesson that you learned from that divorce?
Do not wait for someone to validate your feelings. You don't have to wait for them to see it or to tell you, oh, yes, you're right. That experience is what you're thinking. If you feel a certain way, trust your intuition. And I learned that I had a really high tolerance for poor behavior. Now I have a high standard of what good behavior is.
When I got
Ooh, and this is with the high standards and leading by example. This is basically what I was telling a friend of mine with leaving from a bad relationship. And I know a lot of people stay in bad relationships just for their kids. And I'm like, yeah, but what kind of example do you give to that kid? Because you're staying in a bad relationship for, in theory, the benefit of your kid. In the same time, he's going to feel the bullshit in the family. And he's going to take the same example like you. Like, if he's going to end up in a shit relationship, he's going to stay because, hey, my dad stayed, my mom stayed. Don't give up on family. Family comes first and all of that crap. I was like, do you really want that? Do you want to lead by example with that example? So valuing yourself, this is something that most of the things that I'm saying are directed at myself, more or less. So value yourselves first so you can value others.
out of the gambling world, that world is the ultimate world of regret. If I only played my hand this way, if I only did this, if I said this to my boss or whatever. But I think deep down, if you develop a faith, like just a real faith that like everything is supposed to be unfolding exactly as it is, and that the universe is always conspiring for you, even though it doesn't feel that way. We all have our lessons in life that we have to learn from, and you can't avoid that.
I have a question here from our journal.
Definitely. I actually need to speak with a kid about gambling, as he's in his 20s and he's literally working his ass off, and in the same time he's wasting all of his money on gambling. And I don't know if it's this TikTok bullshit, YouTube, social media, whatever, that everyone wants to be a big G, everyone wants to make easy money. No one really wants to work properly anymore and all of that. So I'm not sure where the obsession is. Just don't ruin your lives. No, the house always wins, and no one gives a shit that you lost your money, besides you and the people that you're gonna hurt by doing it. Even though you tell yourself that's like, no, this time is gonna be different or whatever. I'm not saying they're not like amazing poker players that live out of that or whatever, but if you see that you're mostly losing and you're mostly tilting and you're mostly whatever, just change. Sometimes we need to learn how to change and adjust. Seek help. It's like an addiction.
Journal, and it reads, what is a goal that you have set for yourself when you were younger that you never achieved?
I want to become a stage performer. I never achieved that. I think, yeah, well, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. How come you never achieved that? What happened?
I think parents, right? My dad particularly was thinking, being a stage performer, you have very short professional time where if you study a skill, you can use until later time.
So instead of being a stage performer, you did what?
Well, I did accounting.
This might be from the background, social background as well, or cultural background.
Do you regret that looking back?
I always think that will always be part of me. That's an aspiration that will stay with me forever. You never know. You might see me dancing one day on the stage.
We would love to.
Getting married and having children. And honestly, I don't know if that was a goal because that was my goal or because that was someone else's goal for me. I don't know if that's ever going to happen for me, and I'm okay with that.
I'd say a lot of people that I speak
She said she's close to 50, right? She still has a chance. Hey, plenty of kids that need adopting, so
to have goals that they haven't achieved. Why do you think that is?
I guess me as an immigrant, you always kept in the back of your mind, the parents. It's like, make sure you don't embarrass me, make sure you don't do this stuff. So it's like trying to fit in the society based on their way of growing up, of what they've seen
Eastern European something.
from their parents.
Achieving a goal is taking one step after another, and it can seem like an insurmountable feat. But if you just take that one step forward and then just keep taking one step every day towards that goal, you can get there. You do have to define what that goal is and then know to go in that direction. But when it comes to making a big change in your life, if you're considering it, that means you probably should have already made the change.
Ooh, that's so true. It's like me. I need to change my job. And it's weird because I've already did the list of things that why I need to change it, why I don't need to change it, and it has loads of benefits. But yeah, if I go on her saying I should have changed it already.
I think people are just too hard on themselves. People are like expecting that they should pass the bar exam, or they should get this job, or by this time they should have this. And I think it's so much about the process. Goals they're great to work towards, and they're important to have. You can use them as a measuring stick and a way to create self-discipline and behavior patterns that are helpful, like your book. If you use guides like that, I think that is very helpful.
What's your advice to?
And because honestly, I haven't been hard on myself over the years. What did help me not go over the top or not be resentful of my younger self at the moment is the fact that during my young years, I did basically everything that I wanted. I was working, all of the money that I was doing, I was investing in myself and in my experiences and meeting people, traveling, getting to know more culture, more ideas, more anything you want. And that saved my ass a lot, because if I wouldn't have done it, and if I would have went on the whole idea of, oh yeah, no, just work, save every penny you have, don't go anywhere, it's like think only about the future, invest everything and whatever. Now I would have had the money, but I wouldn't have had the energy, the health, or anything else to actually do what I did in the past. So it's probably balancing out everything. So yeah, invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in experiences, invest in your family. Try to avoid regrets, because we're all going to die at some point, and you don't really want to die full of regret, do you? That's why you have ghosts coming up, right?
Somebody who does not like what they do and would like to love what they do.
First, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I love? And then try to build your life around that. Take the time to know yourself, not what you think your parents want you to do, not what you think your spouse or your boyfriend or your family is telling you to do. It's like, what brings you joy, and develop that relationship with yourself.
I always wanted to work for myself. The biggest pressure, which I didn't take personally, was my family was very concerned about me. But I kind of knew that in my heart and in my gut, I had to do this. Probably similar to how you knew you had to start what you started. And whether it failed or not, I knew I needed to learn that, to go down that path. What I learned in starting my life over at 40 is it is very humbling, and it's very challenging.
Ooh, so he's the guy that I really need to learn from, because I'm restarting everything now.
I think if you just show up for life one day at a time and you're willing to take risk, opportunities always present themselves. We're so focused on the outcome, thinking that that's going to be the thing internally is going to make us like, okay. And when I was traveling the world, in my experience, the people that materially looked like they had the least seemed to be the happiest and the most content. And in our society can be a different way of thinking here.
That's like the consumerism I don't know if I said it right, but if you go into a village somewhere in the middle of no freaking where, doesn't matter the country, if you just go into a small village, you might end up finding and meeting the most generous, calm, kind people, and always smiling, and no worries, or not what you see in a city where everyone is freaking stressed. No one has time ever. So I've spent time in, like, how do you call it, a hippie beach. So you had people in Tenerife, you had people living in caves, tents, no electricity, no toilet, no running water, no nothing. Those were the chillest people I ever met in my life. They were so freaking relaxed, no worries in the world. Same thing when I went to Peru. It's like small fishing village in the middle of nowhere. Man, people were enjoying life like there's no tomorrow, and they were amazing. So yeah,
If you could go back in time to your 25-year-old self, knowing everything you know today, what advice would you give to her?
I think enjoy being alone. Like, was I not popular? Maybe I'm not pretty. That's why I have to be home alone. Now I think that particular period gave you lots of power and then make who I am.
Usually your gut instinct is the right one, so you don't have to wait around and like think about it like, oh man, am I making the right decision? Like usually like your gut instinct is the right one, and you learn that over time.
the most regret, if I had regret on things that I've done during my life, is not listening to my gut. So I completely freaking agree with that guy.
Still have it. Let go of the scarcity mentality. Embrace abundance and take really big risk. Whatever choice you can make, you know, even if you think was the wrong choice, I think people are more scared of thinking that it's wrong. And then you can always change back. You go to India, after 15 days, you realize you don't like it there. Guess what? You can hop on a plane and go somewhere else. You know, you don't like your job, you could quit. You could,
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, people think it's not possible, but it is.
I don't really enjoy my job at the moment, and as I said, not because it's a bad job, just it's not for me mentally. So what am I doing? I'm working on this channel. Am I working on this channel because I think I'm gonna become an influencer and become filthy rich from doing YouTube and Twitch? Definitely not. What it does gives me the ability to talk in front of the camera, something that I haven't really done throughout my life. Getting more comfortable with it, learning quite a few skills that I can transfer to other industries as well. So try to learn from everything. Take this. This is like one of the scariest things that I ever done in my life, talking in front of the camera. Just
That you're not
it's not impossible. Everything's possible. Face your fears and get better every day.
stuck in your situation. Just because you've made a certain choice doesn't mean you have to stick to that choice. Just because you've done something wrong doesn't mean you have to wallow and stir in that you can change your mind about anything you want, anytime you want.
If you're looking at your
Yeah.
friends who are mainly around your age, would you say most of them are happy?
I think so. I think more or less. Depends. You know, some people maybe don't like what they're doing as a job, but they have a family that brings them a lot of joy. Some people maybe don't have a family, but they're super stoked with their job, or they don't like their job, but it pays them so they can go on vacations and take trips. So, I mean, I think
So basically, it's a mishmash of everything, and not most people are not that relaxed or happy, or they're just living in a fantasy.
you figure out what is most important. You know, you sort of justify it as you get older.
Why do a lot of people feel lost in life?
I think because we're trying to live up to expectations. So I definitely felt lost for a while. And I
Okay.
put too much value on getting approval from men in general. And when you're seeking approval and you are trying to make other people happy or bend to fit into whatever shape you think they want you to be, you become this sort of diluted version of self. Like I got hired once, like hire the hot one. Not because I was smart, not because I had a degree.
You heard that?
Yes.
Wow.
I overheard it from the hallway
Really?
and it sucks. And then you know,
Definitely. And now it's a case for like going to court.
as like a early 20s something trying to get into, build my career, you're like, oh, I mean, I guess this is my chance. I'll just, take my opportunity. But like now at 40, I'm like, I'm smarter than most of you, and I really don't care what you think.
I also would have cared less about people's opinions because I always try to make sure I fit in the frame. So it's like everybody likes me, but I should have not done that because it's like it sets you back. I had so many ideas and
Yes, it does. And especially opinions from the ones that actually you value the most. Those are the ones that can hurt you the most. And sometimes they don't even do it intentionally.
like friends, oh, no, you shouldn't do that because, it wouldn't fit our thinking or our societal norms.
Are you sure you want to say that? What are people going to think? How are you going to be viewed by other people? How are you going to be viewed by the rest of the family? Are you going to be chastised? Are you going to be, oh shit, and now we're in 2025. Are you going to get blocked? Blocked? Oh, not blocked. Or whatever it's called. When no one talks to you anymore and you're outcasted.
My advice is just sort of how I was raised, seeing your father lose capability of their body at a young age. There's a lot of things you can't control. So if you can't control it, don't worry about it. Just worry about what you can control and take it from there.
When you're
I tell my kid that life is hard. Life can be short, but it's definitely worth living. And you're the only one that has the power to make your own life beautiful. I'm not sure what he gets out of it, if he understands it. I'm not sure if I'm just saying it to him or I'm saying it to myself as well. But yeah.
young, do everything. Travel, make mistakes, go for the gusto. Nothing matters. Even if what you think you're perceiving as failure at the time, it doesn't matter. Like go for all the experiences. Fear is the biggest thing that I think holds people back. Fear of rejection or looking stupid. The more you do whatever it is you're doing, maybe the more comfortable you get at it, or maybe it leads you to something else.
How do you suggest someone kind of go through life and navigate it?
I think that there is no actual way to do it. Everybody is different and everybody's path is different, and the way everybody handles things and achieves things is different. And I didn't learn that until my late 40s that I'm in now. I didn't understand that the way this person does something is not the way I have to do it to get to where I want to be. To anybody feeling lost, you're always going to feel lost at some point. It's how you deal with it is how you sort of propel yourself forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And don't be scared to ask for help, especially if you have a significant other that you can actually talk to, if you have friends that you can count on an honest opinion without stepping on you. So yeah, you don't have to go through all of it alone. That's the main thing.
For watching this video. If you haven't had a chance yet to grab a copy of our goal setting journal and get over $1,500 of incredible bonuses.
Okay, so if you want, just go on his page and grab his book, sign in, like his video, and all of the other good stuff. Let's see, can we have some... Ooh, I'm about to turn 44 soon. I would tell my 30-year-old self, you're not old. Stop worrying and go after what you want with every fiber of your being. You still have time. Mate, I met like 60-year-olds that are going to uni, starting new hobbies, jumping from airplanes, and all of this other crap. So if you really want to do something, just don't give up. Don't let age be a factor. We put ourselves down. If you stop doing that, it's like take a break from putting your own self down. You can achieve mostly everything. You're not stuck. You just forgot. You can change your mind. That's the quote that needs to go viral today. Yeah. It's like I should have listened to myself and listened to this kind of quote when it came to my relationship. And I did listen to it in the end. And now I am listening to this quote when it comes to my professional options as well. I'm 37. The only thing I regret is not focusing on one goal and giving it 100% with discipline. I'm doing that now. Give or take, because when you're young and you don't really know what you want to do, not it's like I'm still not 100% sure of what I want to do for the future. But when you're young and you don't really know what you want to do in life or what you actually like, trying more things makes sense. But yeah, his advice would make complete logic if, like, when you figure out exactly what you want, just focus on that thing and give your very best on it and grow as much as you can. If you're reading this right now, I just want to say I'm rooting for you. Yay! We're strangers, but that doesn't mean I don't care. Oh, that's so sweet. I know what it's like to feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. I felt that way until I picked up Manifest and Receive. Oh, okay, I don't know what this is. Fine. Oh, yeah, the comment with hire the hot one. Even as a guy, I have this happen to me. Oh, you see, shit, I never had this happen to me. In my 20s, I was in really good shape. You see, you feel bad when you hear some shit like that. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Okay. And because I will Bitcoin. Yaza. Bitcoin might be the future. I am investing in Bitcoin slowly every month with whatever leftovers I have. But for now, I've created, let's see if I can just share this now. Share this tab. Whoa! This is my ISA account and I've started it now. We have invested so far, because I did it last month, 50 quid. And from the 50 quid, we're over a month, we are up 1.1%. It's a miracle. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this up and I'm going to invest like 20 pounds every month for now. And as times go by and I hopefully have more money to invest, I'll increase that amount. I'm trying to focus, like, exactly like the name suggests, zero to something. I'm trying to get from zero to the best point possible for my retirement and my future self. So let's do the investing part, and with that, I will just let you guys go for today. It's gonna be self-balancing, so we're gonna buy for this month a bit of Tesla, a bit of Facebook or Meta, actually. Realty Income, that's on real estate. Vanguard, FTSE All World, that's like the most chill, relaxed, non-volatility play that I have. Main Street Capital, MicroStrategy, that's what I have in my ISA account for Bitcoin connection, because MicroStrategy buys loads of Bitcoin on their, puts it on their balance sheet. And some Palantir. Next. That's the amount of shares that I'm buying. Fine. Boom. Shakalaka. It's okay. I know the market will open in a bit. I don't really mind. So let's see how we are. So over the past month, Meta was up like 4.5%, Palantir 6%, fine. Tesla were down 6%, makes sense. Main Street Capital, that's in financials more or less, loans, it's 9% up. MicroStrategy down, Realty, and Vanguard, as I said, lowest volatility possible, just to balance things out. And when I need to rebalance the pie and use it as my cash cushion. Tesla is volatile, definitely. It's really volatile. For me, it doesn't really matter. So it's like the amount that I'm investing every month is not that much anyway. I don't have that many investments and I do have things to balance them out. I still think that Tesla over the long term is a good investment, and that's just for me, maybe. But just to keep in mind, so investing in stocks and shares is not the only thing. So you have plenty of ways to sort out your financial future, and that's what I'm trying to learn as well at the moment. But yeah, Elon Musk is a wild card. So whenever Tesla goes down, I just buy a bit more. That's like the interesting thing to keep in mind. Cool. That being said, love you, miss you, see you tomorrow. You use KuCoin. For crypto, I use Nexo at the moment, and you have Coinbase as well. It depends on where you live. So try to find the cheapest option and the safest option to buy your cryptocurrencies. Yeah, I've used KuCoin as well. They're quite good. And cold storage, that helps. Which one was an easy one to use? Tangem. Don't know if I don't know if you heard about Tangem. It's a card, quite cheap, really easy to use. The interface is mobile and so on. You can use the card as well for payments, I think. So really, really cool. There are loads of options. Okay, thank you for today, guys. See you again tomorrow. Enjoy life because it's beautiful, even though it's short. And don't forget, smile. You're already ahead of yesterday. See ya.